Only I'm from Osun State. I finished from the University of Ibadan, where I studied medical physiology. The national president, chairman, and I'm engaged. Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Damilala David Solomon by name. I'm from Lagos State. I graduated from Lagos State University, where I studied electronics and computer engineering. By God's grace, I'm the state's General Secretary, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, and I am not engaged. Thank you.
Oh, wait, why did I rejoice at that? Well, thank you so very much, sirs, for coming. Anyway, let us just go straight to the point. Like I said, today is all about our national daddy. So, my first question, like I wrote it here, or like the way I like to ask is, good day, sir, can you please tell us everything there is to know about yourself, everything there is to know about yourself, apart from what NCCF tells you to tell us. If you have superpowers, you can also tell us. If maybe you have a secret identity, maybe you are working for the CIA or the FBI, please feel free to tell us. We'd like to know anything other than the Jelko format of our national president, sir. Please.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm not most of the time comfortable with national papa, national daddy. I'm just a young man. Many times when I address people, I tell them I'm not a pastor.
Okay.
I'm not a prophet. I'm not an apostle. I'm just a brother. Yeah, and I'm very young actually. Yes, I love God. I love God so much. Yeah. I think my love for God technically summarize all there is about me. I love to love God. I don't even understand what I'm saying. Yes, I love loving God. Yeah. I love to love Him more than this. So one of my most important prayer that I prayed a lot of times is that Lord, teach me how to love you more. You understand? So if that's basically the only thing you can pick from me, I think that's more than enough. My love for God, I want it to be so palpable. You understand? Well, most importantly also, I cook. I love cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to run a fast food restaurant before coming for NYC.
Okay.
Yeah, after finishing from higher institution. I started before finishing from school. So when I finished, myself and a friend, we were running the fast food restaurant together. It was powerful. We love it because, beyond just being a fast food restaurant, we also saw an avenue to preach Christ.
Yes.
So this is what we do actually. We make food for people, especially soup, different kind of indigenous, African, intercontinental kind of soup. We pack it. And we bill it to people in Lagos, in different parts. Then we get devotional. Yes, okay. We put devotional in the park. And that's how we send it around. We send to Muslims, we send to Abbalists, and many of them have returned and called us that we don't, why are you putting devotional in our food? We are Muslims. But we told them that God is not just for Christians alone.
Yes, sir.
Jesus died for you also.
Everybody, yes, sir.
So at first we were scared that they will not come again, but they came back.
Yes, sir.
So beyond just the soup, there's something more. Yes, there's something more in the food. So I saw that as an avenue to preach Christ also. It's all about God. It's all about missions. So I might not really talk much about myself, but basically, if there's anything I want you to know, I love God. And
you can cook.
And I can cook. Yeah.
Okay, family house members, I know we loved the part where he said he can cook. I don't know what is it with Christian sisters, and when a brother say he can cook, we think it's so great. It's actually very great. Thank you very much, sir. Anyway, sir, I was born and I grew up in Plateau State. So I'm going to ask you a Plateau State related question, knowing fully well that is where the national headquarters is, and I want to ask is why the national headquarters of NCCF is in just Plateau State, not in should I say Abuja, which is the Federal Capital Territory, or in Lagos, where everything headquarters is. Why is it in just Plateau State? That is just one North Central state like that. I don't know, because I'm not saying there's nothing special about Plateau State apart from it has a tin, Columbite, the coldest place in Nigeria. But why is NCCF there, not like in any of these loud states? Why is it in just Plateau State, sir?
Thank you so much. And lest I forget also, I forgot to mention, it's not what I've forgotten actually. I love music. I love good music. I play the guitar. I play the piano, and I love good music. Yes, I love good music so much. Yeah, I shouldn't forget that.
Yes,
that's the most important. All right, for Jos and Plateau State, you know, for destiny achievement, location also is important.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and location is not just physical. Location is spiritual. The first time I heard that Jos is a spiritual portal, I didn't quite get what it means. Yes, but I've stayed in Plateau. I've stayed in Plateau for more than a year, and now I can relate better when it means that Jos, Plateau State, is a portal. Only God knows how many blood of martyrs that have been shed on the land of Plateau. And do you know something? The church of God has been built on the blood of martyrs, and most importantly, we think that they died, but they didn't die. Their blood are the seed of revival that is going out of Plateau. Plateau says is going to experience a strange and mighty move of God in this time. It's starting already. I mean, it's starting like a small wave, but before you know it, in the next couple of years, it's going to be powerful.
Yes,
now, you might think Abuja is the FCT, Lagos, and all those kind of things. However, I believe that God has a plan for how He wants to run His things. Just might not look like the place where, you know, that kind of thing should be, but should that shock you? Many of the mission bosses that we have in Nigeria, they have their headquarters in the Plateau.
Yes,
talk about NIFES, FCS, Akwa, cooking. Many of them, I mean, they have their headquarters on the Plateau. So I want to say this, that the founding fathers of NCCF, they believe that most of the mission bodies that came to Nigeria, first of all, they started on the Jos, on the Plateau rather. So they felt that it's okay that we have all the mission body in the place, and and have that rapport together. I mean, you can practically meet all the mission body there in Jos. We still have a couple of them stay there on the Plateau. Do you understand? So it's okay that we gather together and we know what we are doing all together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, you came in last night. Like I said, we were looking at you through the window. But since your Pablo is from Akwa Ibom State, I'm sure you have heard of it. But I just want to ask, when you were coming, what was your first impression of this state? That's, even though it was night, but still, at least you have seen the sunrise, even though it's in the family house. But what was your first impression of the place, of this place, when you came in? That's when you were coming in, sir. Your first impression, that's what hit you first.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about the family house?
Both the family house and maybe where you saw "Welcome to Akwa Ibom State" as you were driving.
Okay. I don't want to start with relating our experience of getting to Akwa Ibom yesterday. Our car was literally floating in rivers of moving water. It was an experience, and coming down was not funny at all. But the first impression I had when I entered Akwa Ibom was the road network was so good, and I love it. I love the serenity of the place. I don't know, but that was my first impression, that this place is calm and quiet. Yeah, I mean, it's so serene. And coming to the family house yesterday, I was shocked. The kind of welcoming. I wanted to go back. I was telling you that I'm in the right place. I when I saw people lined up, and I was shocked, and I was wild also, and it touched on the altar when I was talking with the house members also. The family is not just by blood. I felt the welcoming. So it's even possible for someone to do something and it's just going to be an official value, but I saw the heart with which they were doing it. Around past 11 p.m. someone was still doing a placard, welcome. I mean, although I was tired, but thought something inside of me. Yeah, and I want to say it again also, that I really appreciate everyone in this house. I love and I honor all of you, and there's nothing you can do about that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir. I was actually hoping you would have come in earlier, because then you would have seen some of us when we were praying. That's the batch A1, A2, and B1. They were praying for the batch B that are yet to even start coming to camp because of, I don't know, the message that God gave our president for us to start 7 days ahead, before they came to camp. So I was hoping you might have joined, maybe prayed for them. But we have our batch B1 in the house currently, many of them. Some have left, some redeployed, family, some are still thinking, should I stay, should I go? No, we always have this statement, I love my privacy, I love my privacy. Who doesn't love privacy? Even Jesus used to go to a secluded place to go and pray because of privacy. But my question is a message to this batch B, or to should I say to all the Jesus Corpers in the family house, but most especially for this batch B. They are just coming in, they are still fresh, they are still, I won't say fresh, it's been a week or so, but many of them, should I say, I know some people that when they are coming to service, they kept the Lord in the house. They say this service is for the selfish trinity, me, myself and I. So like a message to them, because we know those that maybe they came to camp, they kept Jesus at the gate and someone else walked in. I don't know if they beat Jesus back at the gate when they were coming out, but most of them, should I say, I'm not saying they are grown cold, but they want to experience, I don't know what experience they are looking for in NYSC. But like I said, amen, you are the number one Jesus Corper. A message to other Jesus Corpers, especially those in the family house and those that are just coming fresh from the orientation camp, sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I would like to start from this. When I was growing up, I had an uncle, and he's very good with adage. And there was one village you told me one day. I couldn't really pick out what he was saying. He made mention of something. He said it in Yoruba. Yes, but I don't want to bash it, so I know, but I will say it in English. Yes. So that now, if a man, if you urinate, you will in less than a minute you are done, and you can just urinate around, and no impact will be felt. You understand? But if you urinate at a spot, it will foam.
Yes, sir. It's also an Igbo proverb actually. We also have it in Igbo land, sir.
You understand? Now, see. You have just 1 year to serve, and after that, that's done. Just make it count. All the experience and all the I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to experience this, I want to experience that. For everything you've been experiencing, what do you have to show for it? Can you sow just 1 year to get God? If that's done, I believe you are a success already.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I will have to say that again. Let me re-emphasize it again. That you can sow 1 year to reap 10 years.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I understand something about God, that God can compress the year of a man. I've experienced restoration. Yes, I've experienced God in a very great dimension. Really, I mean, God has turned the hands. He has turned my life around. And if there's one prayer that I want to pray, is that every Jesus Corper will experience that also. That this 1 year you will leave everything behind and focus on just one thing that is more important. The way Jesus was telling Mary, not like that. You are so concerned about a lot of things. For many people, their expectation during service year, I want to get a husband, I want to save this, I want to save that, I want to get my own apartment, you are bothered and concerned about so many things. Just one thing is important. According to the theme of our this year theme for NCCF all over the country, that is kingdom and its righteousness. The Bible speaking in Matthew 6, that seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all other things will follow. Now, our problem is we seek all other things, and we want to bring God into that our plan. So you want to seek for husband and want God to approve of your husband. God is not going to be liable or responsible for the husband that you seek for yourself.
Yes, sir. God
is not going to be accountable or responsible for the kind of marriage that you have planned for yourself. Allow him to plan it for you. Many of us want to plan. I used to talk with my executives that see, the problem we have as young believers or brothers is that we are in the valley of indecision. We want to have a Sister Mary inside a Tonto body. I have to say that. I have to be very blunt. It's not possible. You have to stick to what you want.
Yes, sir.
Ask God that, Lord, what do you want me to do in this time? What is my place in this place? You are here. People have been here. and you are here now, you will leave. Very soon you will leave. Now the question, or what you will have to show for it, is who have you become? It's a process of transformation. I hope when you leave here, all you will have to show for your year of service is just pictures.
Wow.
I hope it's something like that. I hope it's something like that. Just have pictures. While I was serving, I hope you will have a quality of life that people can tap from. That a generation will thank you. That thank you for yielding to God. Thank you for sacrificing your 1 year of service to get this light from God. Because when you leave now, I was saying it now, many people will leave now, you will just go and marry. Yes, I hope your husband will be thankful to God that you as a lady, you have access to God. Yes, that you will be a gatekeeper of your family. And you as a man, I hope you will be pillar to hold your families together. Your children are going to depend on the light you are getting now.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I tell you that once you leave NYSC, the pressure is going to mount upon you. Pressure to get a job, to get a life, to get a wife, to get a lot of things. It will be so hard for you to even observe your quiet time with devotion. So the scripture I used to quote a lot of times is that if you have run with 40 men and they weary you, how do you want to contend with us men? Now you are here in NCCF family house in NYSC, you are being shielded actually. Many people will not call you, they will think you are serving with NYSC and NCCF, you are still collecting a with 30,000, it doesn't have to, you can't do much with it. But once you leave, then call will start coming in. What are you doing now? You don't understand, they are mounting pressure on you. That pressure will increase. They will call your sister, what are you doing? So that is why now you have to forget everything and get God, because I know if you get God, you get everything. And let me balance this also. It's important that I have to balance this. Life is spiritual, but the spirit inside of man can be breathed upon, and that you're speaking in tongue, you should be able to devise in such a way that it will birth forth a novel idea. Yes, you should be able to speak in tongue, and you will download ideas from the presence of God. I know what I'm saying. People have been able to download sound from heaven. So you just listen to Tevilo Sunday, you think the man is not singing. You think he's singing, but when you listen to him, you realize that you are praying, or he's singing, but you are praying. So the way he expresses kingdom is true worship. He's an intercessor. He has devised the means to download God and to give it to a generation. You can do the same thing, that you can download God. You can come up with an idea. It might be that you go into the food restaurant and everybody that eats your food, they have encounters with God.
Yes, sir.
You can go into fashion design and you design a clothes and they're looking for you everywhere. I'm telling you, you can go into barbering salon and you as a brother, you are barbering somebody's head, and a madman will enter your shop, you barb his head and his madness is gone. I put God help us actually, but I don't want to get into preaching.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Due to the before the explosion of time, I'll use that word. I just want to ask a very important question. Knowing fully well who our founding fathers are, will you, like, in all honesty, say that NCCF presently has been fulfilling the dreams of the founding fathers? The man that came to Nigeria, prophesied that one day Nigeria will pay its dues to go and preach the gospel, and so many men of God, they have come to talk to we Nigeria. Will you say that if you think to now say NCCF is actually fulfilling the dreams that these men had, or should I say the visions that they had back in their own time?
Thank you very much. So because you had it, in all honesty, I'm going to be very honest and blunt also. Yes, and I have to say this. Our founding fathers, when they gave the vision, they didn't give the vision with papa, mama, uncle, auntie and all those kind of things. I'm not saying they are wrong, but it seems as if we are derailing to activities alone. Yes, and it's important that we return back to the ancient landmark. That's very important. NCCF is a child of prophecy. It was birthed on prophecy. Yes, and that prophecy is to ensure that we take the youth. Now, the funny thing about NYSC is that in Yobe State and Borno State, there are some places that Christians cannot reach.
Yes, sir.
But core members can go there. In Yobe State, they've not had a rugged in how many years now? But a couple of months back, they were able to access a Muslim-dominated area in Yobe State. with their khaki, and they went there. Yes, they went there and they preached the gospel. People gave their life to Christ. So that is and will always be the vision, to take over this generation for Christ. It's not about the activities we can hold. I used to tell people that the vision of NCCF is not to bring core members to family house. We should not just be all about bringing core members to family house and this and that. No, the vision is to ensure that core members encounter Christ. So even their first day in the family house, even if they're not going to stay at all, if they can come to family house the first day and they can encounter Christ, the vision has been accomplished. If you, as a core member in your PPA, you can ensure that your students or your co-workers, they can encounter Christ through you, the vision has been accomplished. Although they are not core members, but primarily the vision is to core members, but secondarily also should be light to our youth environment. Yes, so in all honesty, we've been doing our best to ensure the fulfillment and the actualization of this prophecy. However, it's also up call. Yes, that we should not delay. We have to write that vision clear and run things. It's very important that we should not delay to activities alone, and most importantly, our rural area, which is our core mission, should not just be jamboree alone. Yes, we can't waste millions of naira, and all we have to do is we go there to eat, and it's not a conference, it's a rural area. It's to ensure that people will win them over to Christ. That's the most important thing. Yeah, so I've said two things, that in all honesty, we've really not been pursuing that vision. Yes, we've not been. However, we still trust God that that this will be a wake-up call, that we will sharpen our instruments again, so that we can see